We often think that being silent or being with our own self is a punishment, don't we? But no, it's a myth. It's not true. In fact, let me give you an example here. Just imagine you are sitting in a living room, you're studying or preparing for something which is very important to you. Say, for example, your examination is about to come and you are studying for that. Now you're preparing and you're contemplating for it. And there are some people around you, your family members, your relatives, your cousins, your sister, your anyone, while you're preparing for it, you make every possible moment that you are not being disturbed. So what do is you keep away yourself from the distractions and noises around. Just imagine you're studying or preparing for something that you have aspired for or that you dream for and you want to achieve success in it. You'll make every possible attempt to allow yourself some space, some me space. A space that is free from distractions and noises around. The space where you get the peace to work on and act upon the things which you want in your life. This will help you to completely focus on the things that you are aiming for, that you are working on. Now coming back to the example, if say for example, there are people around and they are watching TV and there is something which of their favorite show is coming or the movie is coming and you just cannot tell them कि जरा बाजू में जाके बैठो ना please, it's my exam time, I want to read, I want to focus, I cannot focus because the TV is on loud volume. So under such scenario, what do we prefer to do? There are two choices, two possibilities. First, we shall move from our current position to a place which is comparatively peaceful or the noises are not relatively heard. Say the possibility of the noise in that room is nil. Second possibility is that you request your family or relatives or cousins who are watching the TV in high volumes, you request them to either put the volume low or directly request them to kindly spare you off by shutting off the TV for some hours so that you can focus. Now it may happen that the second possibility cannot be fulfilled. Why so? Ahe Baba, just think that the people gather are enjoying. So they are not in the mood to give up their enjoyment, And then one of them come to you and they request you कि ऐसा क्यों नहीं करते? Why don't you go and study in another room? Chances are that this may happen, They will not sacrifice because they are not in a mood. So isn't it better for you to move in a very peaceful place in the very first place? Why? Because reason one, you don't have control over how people would react, respond or listen to or accept or take your request about shutting the TV or lowering the volume. So there is one important understanding here. Their thinking, their action, their responses, their reactions are theirs and it is not yours. It's not in your control. It's a choice for them whether to listen to you or not to listen. Now on the other hand, if you see, moving yourself outside and move to the peaceful place which is very much in your control and choice is always better an option, isn't it? Walking away from noises, chaos is always our choice. It is in our hands. So that we can be with our own self without any outside distractions and disturbances. Plus the silence will give us the availability of we connecting to our own self in a way that their spaces are made and we give the space to ourselves to make the decisions from the spaces of peace, from the spaces of mindful thinking and conscious thinking. While we do so, the decisions we take are more likely in our best perspectives for our best highest good. When I say silence is golden, I believe that it gives us a very space to connect our own self and take the decision on a balanced state of mind without any influences from the outside forces. And the decisions taken in a balanced approach are the ones which are going to align us with our full responsibility, and we take charge of our actions, and then we don't blame in case it doesn't go our way. We don't play a blame game because the decision was taken on a very balanced and mindful thought process. We take the charge and responsibility of it on our own self. Hence, the thoughtful decisions leading to being responsible will always cater us with a good results, which we shall not have to repeat or repent for at the latter stages of our lives. Allowing silence makes understable, allowing us to be understable more at our own pace, having to be slowed down a little bit rather than fast moving and getting carried away with whatever is happening around. Silence is golden as it connects us with our emotions and we feel them as we process them, and this is very important. I'll give you a recent example. It's a life example, so it is realistic, but yes, few days back when I left the job, actually few months back when I left the job, and we have this habit of filling in the gaps. We don't sit because we have been taught that idle mind is devil's workshop. So we have to fill it with some or the other thing. Now the job was gone, and job was gone because it was too heavy, it was too chaotic, and that's the reason I something within me told me to stop there, and it helped me to listen to my own self by going within, and I did that. For the first 15 days, it was very chaotic in the mind. The things, the emotions, the pace that the mind was working with. Now how are we going to what about the next thing, what are the choices, how we go about from here. So many things are coming and running here and there in the mind. It makes the mind more noisy, but as and when I allowed it to let the time pass, and then I engaged myself with something that I love to do, art, getting connected with art, creativity, storytelling, getting connected with certain the movies that I at one point told myself that it's okay, I'll watch it later. The comedy things that I used to avoid while I was working, all those stuff were again I brought them into limelight in my life, and I started enjoying my own company. The moment I used to sit up at the terrace, feeding the pigeons, and I used to sit there in silence. I used to listen to the chirping of the birds. Now all these things were very routine, even though when I was working, but I never noticed it because my busy schedule or my workaholic nature did not allow me to open up to the nature. It was very easy to shut myself and allow myself to go out in the nature and connect with it, but it was very difficult to take a step because we have trained our mind in such a way that it keeps on going and listening to everything that is a chaos. So when it was stopped, like the chaos was stopped, then I returned to my own within self that taught me the importance of silence. And while I was sitting silently watching the pigeons eat whatever grains I had fed them, I had tears in my mind. Tears in my eyes, and my eyes, like I never even know how to process those emotions. I was reminded of various events in my life that had people bullying me, people talking behind my backs. I was misunderstood highly. All these things came in the flashes in front of me, and and I started crying. See, the tears were held off then, and it started without even talking to someone, without even discussing certain areas, without even getting triggered. It is just sitting with myself in the silence and allowing the nature take its own course. I liberated myself through the tears. I purged, and this helped me to recover of all those things that were stored in me, that I think that people let me feel this way. And I was a reason, I was a culprit, I was wrong. So all these things came out at a surface, and I processed my emotions then. Isn't it beautiful? Like when we silent ourselves, we understand the core of all those things that we had done and why we did it in the very first place. And now I understand the importance of let it go. After the tears were, shed off, after I regained my own self, I came to know the important lesson that there was no point in holding all those things for so many years within me. It hurted me like anything. And now that they are liberated, I'm so very free. And now I don't take the things that personally, because now I understand the importance of silence, as well as when to react, when to say no, when to respond, and when to shut myself and put up the guards, or when to be ready to receive the things that are coming my way. But then these differences were not seen or felt before, because I was so much around the noises, and we allowed the noises to be a part of our life. Unless and until we cut those noises and chaos, we are not able to enjoy the silence that rests within us, that is shouting from within us to let it relieve. But now that we know and understand, now at least I know and understand, I would urge here each one of you, please pay attention. It is, your mental health is very important, and you have to take steps for it. Nobody else is going to do that for you. Even if it means that cutting yourself from those toxicities that weigh you down, that put you have certain situations, you have to see to it that they are putting you down. And for what you are doing this? For nothing. Like, it is not going to pay you. You are becoming the culprit in your own eyes. Why to do so? Why to feel so? We all are good. We all are deserving of good things in our life. Then why not? Why are we putting up the boundaries for our own self? Is asking for our own happiness too much of a thing? No, right? Then why are we doing that? See, the circumstances will be there, the situations will be there, but it is our own mindset that makes us what we are, and that has been proven with each passing day, and we all know it. But initially there was no social media when people used to tell us these things, but nowadays every second person is telling this, because mindset is something that will help you restore your mental health. And at this point of time, my dear friend, you have to take that pause and restore that silence within you, so that you understand yourself better. Why to expect from others that others would understand when you are not understanding yourself? Please stop here and understand yourself. Feel the silence. Just be with yourself for some time of a day. Take some time of a day and be with yourself. Process these emotions that are lying within you. Process the feelings that are lying within you. And then no need to feel bad about it, that if tears come, let it flow. It is not a sign of weak. Tears, allowing tears to come, is a sign of strength and courage. Please let it flow, so that we all are human beings at the end of the day, and we need to understand and process our emotions and channelize them in a very proper way. We need to give them the outlet in a very proper way. Restoring them within is not going to give you any interest. Please, Understand, your mental health is something that belongs to you, and peace is something that we all deserve.